The 2024 Formula One season was one of the most exciting in recent years, with Max Verstappen facing pressures he had rarely experienced in his career. Still, the Dutchman was crowned world champion for the fourth time at the Las Vegas Grand Prix, despite not having the fastest car for much of the season. But could the story have been different? Some experts believe so, and McLaren plays a crucial role in this "what if." The year started with Red Bull as the favorite, but McLaren quickly showed they were ready to challenge the dominance. After the Miami Grand Prix, the improvements made by the British team turned their car into a real threat. Lando Norris finally had the chance to shine. He won his first Grand Prix in Miami, a historic moment that opened the doors to 3 more victories throughout the year, including a decisive one in Abu Dhabi. This last win was essential for McLaren to secure the coveted Constructors' Championship, something they hadn't achieved in years. Norris was not just an up-and-coming driver. He became a competitor on par with Verstappen, leading the team in their first true title battle. Oscar Piastri, on the other hand, showed promise but was still in the process of maturing. It was precisely in this dynamic between the two drivers that McLaren made what many call their biggest mistake of the season. The Hungarian circuit was the stage for one of the most controversial races of the year. McLaren started strong, with Piastri leading ahead of Norris, but the team's strategy ended up creating chaos that left fans stunned and critics furious. During a pit stop, Norris came out ahead of Piastri, taking the lead. The result? Tumultuous final laps and an evident misunderstanding. Christian Horner, Red Bull's team principal, couldn't hide his surprise at McLaren's confusing decisions. In the end, Norris was forced to give the position back to Piastri, resulting in the loss of 7 crucial points that could have put pressure on Verstappen in the championship. Former driver Mark Schurrer didn't hold back on his criticism. It was clear that Lando Norris was the faster driver. Piastri has a bright future, but this year should have been about supporting the number 1. What happened in Hungary was a wasted opportunity. This lost opportunity was even more significant because Verstappen had a day to forget in Hungary. After an incident with Lewis Hamilton at the first corner, the Dutchman dropped to 5th place, something rare in his dominant career. It was a moment when, according to Schurrer, Verstappen could have become nervous if McLaren had seized the golden opportunity. Max Verstappen has proven over the years that he is almost unbeatable when in his rhythm. However, 2024 showed that he is also human. During the season, he made unusual mistakes, especially under pressure. At the Red Bull Ring in Austria, he made unnecessary contact with Norris, dropping from the lead to 5th place. At the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, a touch with Piastri on the opening lap resulted in a penalty that irritated the driver and generated controversy on the radio. These moments of tension made it clear that Verstappen can make mistakes when under pressure. If McLaren had managed to maintain consistency at key moments, like in Hungary, perhaps the championship result could have been different. The 2024 Formula One season will be remembered as a year when McLaren returned to the top, but also as a year of missed opportunities. Lando Norris proved to be a worthy competitor, but the lack of more decisive strategic decisions cost the British team dearly. As Verstappen celebrates another title in his impressive career, fans and experts can't help but wonder how the season could have played out with a more cohesive and bold McLaren. After all, in the world of Formula One, every decision counts, and every point lost can be the difference between being the hunter and the hunted. For 2025, the expectation is that Norris, Piastri, and McLaren will learn from their mistakes and come back even stronger. Who knows, the next year might bring an even tighter battle. One thing is certain: Formula One never fails to surprise. While the 2024 season was marked by the epic battle between McLaren and Red Bull, with Max Verstappen securing his 4th world championship and Lando Norris emerging as a true challenger, the spotlight now shifts to a delicate issue at Red Bull: the future of Sergio Perez. After a season of highs and lows, or more accurately, many lows, the 34-year-old Mexican finds himself at the center of a whirlwind that could define his Formula One career. While Verstappen continued to be a dominant force, Perez had his worst season since joining Red Bull. His 8th-place finish in the Drivers' Championship highlighted that he couldn't keep up with the pace. Even when the RB20 began to show struggles from mid-season onwards, Perez's issues were already visible well before that. The absence of podiums after the Chinese Grand Prix, and the constant decline in the final 8 races were just the tip of the iceberg. The contrast with McLaren was stark. While Norris racked up wins and led a rejuvenated team that capitalized on Red Bull's mistakes, Perez seemed to be in a different car, unable to contribute significantly to the Constructors' Championship, a title lost to none other than McLaren. According to former driver Juan Pablo Montoya, Perez cost Red Bull around £23 million in 2024, factoring in damage and the loss of the Constructors' title. Now, Red Bull is faced with a crucial choice: keep Perez on the main team or seek a renewal with promising drivers like Liam Lawson or Yuki Tsunoda. Although the Mexican has been included in the entry list for 2025, that's still not a guarantee. Sources close to the team have revealed that heated discussions are taking place behind the scenes, with Helmut Marko and Christian Horner disagreeing on who should take the seat if Perez is replaced. This situation mirrors an interesting parallel with Lando Norris's journey at McLaren in 2024. While the British team invested in his talent and internal rivalry with Oscar Piastri, Red Bull seems hesitant to find a clear solution to their problems. The delay in deciding Perez's future could become yet another obstacle in their quest to regain dominance in 2025. For Perez to stay at Red Bull, he will need nothing short of a miraculous turnaround. His performances in the final races of 2024, including a disastrous retirement in Abu Dhabi, have cast doubt on his ability to redeem himself. Meanwhile, Verstappen continues to carry the team on his back, further fueling the criticism of his teammates' performance. But there is a human side to this story that cannot be ignored. Perez, a veteran of Formula One, has a contract until the end of 2025, and despite the immense pressure, has shown resilience at other points in his career. Can he find his best form again and silence the critics? Looking back, the 2024 season was a reminder of how strategic decisions, or the lack of them, can change the course of a championship. McLaren seized its opportunities, while Red Bull, with Perez, faltered at critical moments. Now, the Austrian team finds itself at a crossroads. If Perez stays, he will need to prove that he still has what it takes to compete at the highest level. If replaced, Red Bull will face the challenge of integrating a new driver and restoring internal balance. Meanwhile, McLaren, under Norris's leadership, is stronger than ever, ready to challenge once again. The question remains: will Red Bull learn from its mistakes and make the right decision for 2025? Or will we see McLaren capitalize on their rivals' failures once again? The stage is set for another season of drama and uncertainty. And feel free to comment your opinion below. I'd love to hear it. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next video.